This episode, I open a cabinet door, I tap on the ceiling, I make a snowman, I rant in the kitchen, and I play with lots of wood. Welcome back. The kitchen. This is a project that I've been dipping in and out of for about 6 months, and I couldn't really keep focused on this project. I had other projects around the house that I thought needed more attention, including the bathroom. But now that some of those projects are done, I'm really excited to really put all my effort back into the kitchen. And now, as you can see, I am loaded up with clothes and it's winter. But it's a good time, I think, to really stay inside and really put my efforts back into one of the most important rooms in the house, I think. So what am I going to do today? Well, stay tuned. Remember to hit like to support my channel, and if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe. Thanks.
Join me on my adventure to renovate an old house in Japan.
I'm going to be doing first the flooring of the room. I talked about it in the last episode. I'm going to be using the screw down method, and this is the same method that I used in the bathroom. You can take a look at that episode and I go into more detail as to what is involved in that type of installation. The funny thing is that installation, I said you have to pre-hole your drills, but that's not a good idea. So be sure when you're doing the screw down method to pre-drill your holes, not pre-hole your drill. I think the kitchen is an area that will get heavy foot traffic, and screwing it down will keep it from creaking too much over time compared to staples. This type of installation is tough. You're going to spend much more time installing the floor compared to using an air staple gun. The wood I am using is a treated pine that is designed to look distressed. It has an old barn wood look to it. I've been on my knees all day and on my wrists all day, pushing up, coming down. I mean, it's a workout. I've been kind of taking it easy, like one day and then working hard the next and taking it easy. It's really the only way I can keep going without actually just completely, quitting. I won't quit. I enjoy this. I'm excited to take down these ugly cabinets. Out of my way, stupid light string. They are very high up and nearly impossible to take out. It's crazy how high up they are, and that's considering there are no countertops in my way. I can't imagine a short little old lady having any use for these cabinets. I understand that they have to go above the windows, but what's the point if you can't reach? They seem to be installed into the wall as well. Also, a lot of hardware needs to be removed. Lights and pipes and this ugly water heater. What's funny about it is that this looks like some sort of lid, you know, it's opened here and then it looks like, oh, somebody lifted the lid, but that's actually how it's supposed to be. This thing here doesn't even slide down or bend down or anything. It's just literally just this stupid looking shield thing. This is another one of those examples of something made in Japan where it's absolutely doesn't matter what it looks like. It's just functionality, and it has one thing to do, which is just function, make hot water, and they don't care whether it blocks the window or whether it's super ugly or it's stupid looking. But I have hot water, and that's Japan, you know. I have functionality, you know, and so they could have put it down here, you know, and run the water up or something like that, but it's just, no, what's the easiest way we can do it? Let's put it in front of the window. What's the ugliest design that we can make to mass produce it, and boom, there. But I have hot water, great, but my kitchen looks like crap because this thing. People, they buy these renovation magazines and they look at all these kitchens in beautiful places. Never gonna see something like this in somebody's kitchen that did a renovation. You're gonna look at that and that instantly, no matter how beautiful your kitchen is, if this thing's sitting in it, it's gonna ruin the aesthetic of the kitchen. So who created this? Who thought about this? And you could probably find this in over 50% of the homes in Japan in the countryside. Well, I take that back. If it's the countryside, probably 90% of the homes in countryside homes in Japan.
The cabinets were held up by very large nails that came through the wall from the other side of the wall. It was exhausting to pry the wood out. The amount of rubbish that the kitchen produced was incredible. You can see the pile of trash just stacked up. I will state for the record one more time. Cleaning is the worst part of all of this. And all the trash has to go somewhere. The cabinets are gone, and now I have a beautiful hole in the wall? To be honest, I really like the screw down method. It's one of those things where it's very, like I said before, methodical, and for some reason I like really slow methodical processes. With that said, I did encounter a few problems. This time around I used this type of screw. This type of screw is actually just a standard Phillips size screw. Now the problem with this type of screw is that when you're screwing it down, the head tends to strip. And that was a problem because what I did was I went to the hardware store and I bought many different size screw bits. And it didn't matter what type I bought or how small or how big or what kind of angle they came in, they never quite fit the head of these screws. So what ended up happening was they were either too big or too small, and they would just strip the head of the screw. Now this is a problem when you're actually going into the wood, because when you go into the wood, you kind of have a little bit of torque or force to get it halfway in, and then as it gets a little harder, it's going through different pieces of wood, then that's when it starts to strip. Once it strips, well, it's halfway in and then it's stuck. I can't pull it out, and then I can't drive it back in. That's a huge problem, and that's one thing that I was really starting to get irritated about this project. I constantly was stripping heads of these screws, and then what ended up having to do is I had to either yank it out or hammer it in somehow, and it was just a mess. Now when I did the bathroom, I used a different type because they were actually a little bit shorter than these, and they came with like a diamond shaped head drill bit. These were so much better because it was actually designed to come with its own drill bit together, and they fit perfectly. I didn't have any problems stripping those at all. With that said, next time you go to a hardware store in Japan, try to look for the ones that actually come with like a star pattern or maybe a triangle pattern, and then that way you won't have this problem like I did. I'm actually happy that it's actually progressing. I'm actually happy that it's snowing too. It's actually just probably the most exciting thing for me because I love snow, and it just kind of creates this magical atmosphere. And go visit Frosty the Smoke Man. He's all snowed over. Oh no. I gotta open his little eyes again. Sorry buddy, I left you out in the snow, didn't I? There we are. Frosty the Smoke Man. He had a hard day at work, so he needs this little cigarette there. But I don't smoke, but he does. It's actually a cigarette I got from the neighbor. He's like a chain smoker, that guy. Oh no, my flower. Get back in there. Okay, there we go. The last piece of the floor is always the hardest. In this case, I have some pipes to go around as well. Next, I will add shukui to the walls.
Spoil myself today and use some heat while I work. And I think that it's actually going to help that plaster dry quicker. Once the plaster's dry, then I'm going to paint it. That's like a light gray, I think. But I'm gonna paint it like this blue-gray color that I got. Still cold. Giving it a little heat because everything takes forever to dry in winter. And once it's dry, paint and then move on to the sink countertop install.
In the end, I hated the color I chose for the walls. I abandoned painting the walls for now. I'll think it more thoroughly later. So I decided to switch gears. The kitchen kind of has this really drab style ceiling. If we take a look here, you can kind of see the kitchen ceiling. And if I go up the ladder, we can kind of take a closer look. So it's these kind of squares that have been nailed into the actual ceiling, and it's kind of like this tin or metal material, and you can kind of see like the nails and things rusting. So it's not a really appealing, aesthetically pleasing ceiling. Very utilitarian, just, hey, we need a ceiling, let's put this metal up. So kind of something that you would see like maybe in an auto shop or something like that, I feel like. Definitely not kitchen worthy. So this is going to be my finish nailer that I'm just going to nail up the planks with. Measure, cutter tool, my rubber mallets, some face protection, and my jigsaw for the corners. Some of the areas I think that are going to be kind of difficult is going around these corners here, depending on where the planks line up. The kitchen light will come out, and I will install a different light, of course. I will run the ceiling wood boards in the same direction of the floor. Always run the wood in the direction of your light source. In this case, all that beautiful light that comes from the living room. Recently released after the walls and doorways were demolished. For the ceilings, I will use a long plank pine wood. I'm a little concerned about whether or not this wood is actually going to install very easily with this style nail. But I would imagine that if I was using staples, it'd probably be the same problem. So I'm thinking every so often I might go in and put a little wood screw, the same wood screws that I was using for the flooring upstairs. Just maybe every plank, just put one or two, really quick. And I'm not even gonna pre-drill it, just zoom. And that way, that kind of gives it a little bit of extra hold. So if these nails want to start slipping out, I guess you want to say slip out, then maybe they won't slip out so easily because there's something else anchoring it, so it'll all just stay in place. Yeah, just in case. I can imagine, like, I'm just I know this is probably impossible, but like if I lay down the whole ceiling, but then the whole ceiling is kind of so heavy, and then these just slide out and the whole thing just goes bong. One big slab of wood just falls down, right? That would be a nightmare, but I don't think that's gonna happen, so. Using the finished nail gun became tiring. It's a heavy unit with a battery pack, and having to hold it upwards is just too tiring. I switched over to the air staple gun, finally putting it to some use. Man, it was much easier this way. What was I thinking? Maybe I like doing things the hard way. At least I learned my lesson. The ceiling was actually quite fun to do because there was actually nothing impeding me from just stapling the ceiling with the nail gun. Of course, I did enjoy doing the screwed down method, but I realized just so much quicker just to take a air staple gun and just into the ceiling. So that was pretty fun. But I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned. I have the next episode coming soon. I'm going to be moving on to the countertops, and like I said before, they're going to be concrete, and I'm going to be building my own countertop frame. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making it up as I go, but I'm having fun doing it, so that's all that matters, I guess. Maybe. But it's actually behind me, and it's actually coming out pretty well. So, but there was a big accident that I had. No, not physically, but I kind of ruined them a little, and we'll see next episode exactly what happened, and maybe some ideas of how am I gonna fix it. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit like to support my channel. Thanks a lot.